Hello, everybody, and welcome to AJ's Side Panel. I am your host, AJ. And in this episode, we make up for missing last week by reviewing the film Glass. I'll also be discussing Serenity and On the Basis of Sex. So, without further ado, let's get going, shall we? Now, last week I took the chance and went and saw the film Glass, the final movie to end the trilogy that we didn't even know we wanted when we first saw Unbreakable way back 19 years ago. Glass is a film put out by M. Night Shyamalan, or however you pronounce his crazy last name, that kind of tries to wrap up a trilogy that started way back with Unbreakable, and then surprisingly, unknowing to us, uh, the second part came in the form of Split, a film that was released 2 years ago by M. Night. Um, this film tries to wrap up a storyline that ties both of those films together. And I don't know. I don't know what I can say about this film without giving too much away. And I promised I wouldn't do spoilers on this show. So, what I can say is this: like, there was a lot of amp and excitement and wonderment that we wanted from this movie. We were all excited to see both the heroes and anti-heroes of both films uh, finally get together and clash with a little splash of Samuel L. Jackson in there. Um, and we weren't disappointed in a way. Again, I can't give too much away. So the film answers a lot of questions that we've all had. But in true M. Night fashion, it also presents more questions toward the end. And because of that, I don't know how I feel about this movie. In one aspect, I was very grateful and happy to see a lot of flashbacks and tie-togethers and questions answered when I was first presented with the other two movies. Unbreakable in itself, like, it left you wondering, well, what happens next? You know what I mean? And then with Split, we didn't even know it was a sequel until the last, I'd say, 30 seconds of the film. And by that time, we were like, oh, this movie's okay. And then the last 30 seconds, we're like, that just verified and validated the entire reason I saw this film. Oh my God, that's so awesome. And it made us have more faith, or at least reignite the faith that we had lost with M. Night in so many movies beforehand. Then comes this movie where we just go in open-eyed and bewildered and excited. And at the end of the movie, we're like, what the frack was that? I don't know what happened, and I'm so confused. So, yeah, there you go. I feel this movie, M. Nighted himself. He at some point in time during this movie, he realized, hey, this movie's cool. I'm a genius. I'm just going to show off for a bit. And that's what this movie does. It's him showing off unnecessarily, and instead of he halfway through the movie, he stops catering and caring about the audience, and instead just tries to show off and prove that he never lost a step. And in that aspect, he kind of shot himself in the foot and upset us. If I were to rate this on a 10-star basis, I would give it a strong 8. It could have been a 10, but M. Nighted himself. And so there you have it. If you're a fan of the other two films and you're excited for the trilogy, to see it all wrap up, and then go see this film. But I warn you, that little bow that he tries to use to tie it up with crumbles at the last minute. And, yeah. So there you have it. I don't want to go too far into it, but you guys got to see it to believe it yourself. The next film coming up that I saw is Serenity, a movie that is inappropriately titled, for there's only one Serenity, and Captain Mal pilots it, or Wash used to pilot it, but now Captain Mal's just floating around with it. This film is a film starring Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, Diane Lane, and Jason Clarke, and Jaman Husu, and Jeremy Strong. You may have seen a lot of the trailers floating around where it looks like Anne Hathaway is trying to hire Matthew McConaughey to kill her husband. Um, this movie sucked. Like, no joke. This was a bad movie. At some point in the movie, you kind of like, okay, you're accepting of what's going on. You're like, well, I've seen this before. It follows all the familiar tropes. All right, let's go. Let's see. And then it tries to M. Night itself. See, M. Night comes back into the picture and tries to M. Night it, and it ruined. It's stupid. It's completely stupid. A lot of people started walking out of the movie. I was happy because I like to sit in the theater by myself. I don't mean the whole theater. I just mean I don't like anybody sitting next to me unless I know them. Unfortunately, there was somebody sitting in next to me, but luckily enough, about 40 minutes in the movie, he was like, "This is crap," and got up and left. So I had that whole row to myself. So I was very excited on that aspect. So thank you, Stephen Knight, the director of this film, for allowing me to watch this movie, at least the last half of it alone. Um, all the people that walked out of the movie were justified in doing so. And the only reason I stayed with it is because I wanted to be able to give it a full review here on the show. It sucks. Don't bother seeing it. Don't make an effort to go see it. Don't give it any of your money. Run far, 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 far away. Uh, I if you want to see it, that's on you. And because of that, um, I will not spoil it for you, except to say that it sucks. And I tried to tell you. If you do end up watching this movie or any of the other films that I've talked about and want to discuss it, please hit me up, forbiddenpanel@gmail.com. I am more than willing to answer questions and discuss any of the previous films I've seen with you on the show. Yeah. So moving on from that movie, which offers no serenity whatsoever, I'm moving on to the Ruth Bader Ginsburg film On the Basis of Sex. Sort of I don't want to say more of a biographical film about Ruth Bader Ginsburg and her time coming up the beginning of her first year at Harvard Law School, to the case that kind of put her name on the map. This film was kind of cool in that I didn't know a lot about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and so was able to fill in a lot of questions that I had. But at the same time, it feels like this movie was playing it safe. This was kind of like the Disney-fied version of her life. Not to say that it was bad. It was just it just was. It was more like, here's what happened, and we're gonna have a little fun, and there you go. Armie Hammer proved how tall he was in this film. He's very, very tall. But it also starred Felicity Jones as Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Justin Theroux, Sam Waterston, and Kathy Bates. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. Like I said, it answered a lot of questions, filled in a lot of gaps for me. But I thought they were playing it safe. I thought it could have been a little bit more edgier. I did not see RBG, the other film about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, so I can't compare it with it. I will just say that it is a safe film, and you should be able to see it with your kids and whatnot, and especially your daughters, if you want to show them the women's empowerment movement, and justifiably so. So yeah, check it out. It's not horrible. I don't think it's up for any awards. So, yeah, I've got nothing else to add. There you have it, everybody. I hope everyone enjoyed the show. Please email me, like I said, forbiddenpanel@gmail.com. And any questions, comments, or any films you want me to check out, and maybe are curious about my opinions about, or want to get into a discussion about some films. One of the good things about movies, one of the reasons I see so many movies, is because I enjoy the entertainment value of it, but I also like the discussion value of it. I'm always willing to get into a discussion or geek out over any of the films that I've seen. So if you would like to join me or enjoy such things, then please email me and let's talk and figure it out. Again, so do not go see Serenity, please. Just don't. Do us all a favor and just don't go see that movie. It should never have been made. Um, so yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next week.